What's good, everyone? It's the one and only NY Phenom. If you guys enjoy NFL, NBA content, want to see some more gaming content soon, give this video a like. And if you're new, go subscribe to the channel while you're at it. Now, let's get into this video. Listen, Jared Cook in this second half of the season is going to be what the Saints wanted him to be. When Jared Cook was signed this offseason, they wanted him to be number 2 wide receiver. You know, the trade rumors of the Saints trying to trade for AJ Green, them looking for Emmanuel Sanders, or possibly bringing back Dez Bryant. That wasn't supposed to be a thing because Jared Cook was supposed to be that number 2 target. He was supposed to be the best tight end that the Saints had since Jimmy Graham. However, you know, the first part of the season was kind of shaky. However, people got to put in context, you know, Brees and Cook, they developed some chemistry during training camp. And when you lose the quarterback you had chemistry with after the first game of the season, it was kind of tough. I mean, it was kind of tough for him to adjust to Teddy Bridgewater. Now, some of the drops that he had was no excuse. Like, you know, he had a few drops against the Seahawks, few drops against the Rams, you know. But, you know, overall, before he got injured, and I'm talking about the Buccaneers and Jaguars game, Saints fans, you know, if there's any Saints fans watching this video, they'll be able to relate to me when I say that Jared Cook was looking good those last 2 games. Scored a touchdown in both of those games. That touchdown that he had against the Jaguars, where he was crossing between the middle of the end zone and he caught that jump ball, that was impressive. That was what y'all expected Jared Cook to be. That ankle injury kind of took away a lot of the momentum that he had those 2 games, and you know, didn't hear about him that much. You know, didn't play the Bears game, didn't play the what was your last game? They played the Arizona Cardinals game. But now, after the bye week, I think with Brees being back, I think Cook is going to be a beast. I think he's going to be that number 2 target that you guys have, and I mean, that's what you guys are going to have. That's going to have to happen. He's going to be a number 2 target, especially in the red zone. I expect Jared Cook to be a beast in the red zone because, let's be real, Michael Thomas has been the best receiver on all the football this year. Teams are going to start double teaming Michael Thomas. Kamara is going to be back. People are going to look at him as a threat out the backfield. That's going to leave it wide open for Jared Cook. So I can see Jared Cook being a beast in the seam. When it comes to seam routes, up the middle, curl routes, slant routes, he's going to be doing it all at that tight end position. He's going to be lined up. He's going to be lined up as a receiver at times, lined up in the slot. He's going to be lined up opposite of Michael Thomas at times. And I expect Jared Cook to be a beast. I expect him to have look like what he did last year up in Oakland, but just in a dome. So, you know, overall, I'm expecting big things from Cook. I need it, man. I need it for fantasy purposes. Like, please, Cook. Please, Cook, man, show up. And my thing is, if you have a Jared Cook and he's balling out, Ted Ginn is a deep threat. Tre'Quan Smith is back, and he was quietly looking good before his injury. Quietly. Do they really need another receiver? I would be fine with them picking up Dez, but will it be needed? I'm not sure. If Cook is what he's supposed to be, Thomas being the top 3 receiver that he is, Ted Ginn being a deep threat, Tre'Quan Smith being a beast, then you guys should be all right. And if you guys were somehow to add the Dez Bryant on top of that, you guys will have a deep receiving core, an underrated deep receiving core, and that's not including Kamara, who's your second leading receiver right now as a running back, and with him missing the past 2 games. That's not including him. That's not including your marksman, you guys who, the guy that does it all, and Taysom Hill, who really plays every single position. So, you know, overall, I think everything is going to be fine. I know Saints fans, they want another beast receiver right there. Right there beside Thomas. They really wanted AJ Green. They really wanted Emmanuel Sanders. They wanted Sanu. However, I expect Jared Cook to be a beast. I expect Sean Payton to open up the playbook for Jared Cook. And Jared Cook is going to be a beast. And if you guys do go after Dez, I'll probably... So my thing is, if you guys can have Dez just become another red zone threat, then that would be the perfect scenario. Because my thing last year was you guys didn't have enough red zone threats. Kamara wasn't a red zone threat. He was only because he's playing out the backfield. Thomas was really your only red zone threat. Ted Ginn is a deep threat. Okay, you guys are really missing a red zone threat. I mean, besides Thomas, y'all best red zone threat receiving wise was Taysom Hill. And he's supposed to be a quarterback. So, overall, I think you guys are in a better scenario than you guys were last year. You guys didn't have a Cook last year. I mean, he's going to come in. I mean, he's too big, too much of a beast, and was too good last year in Oakland to be bad with Drew Brees. Like, let's be real. In the scheme with Sean Payton, who loves to pass the ball. So, overall, I'm liking the direction, the momentum that you guys have. And honestly, I expect you guys to beat the Falcons by like 30 points. I mean, this game is close. I know it's a division game. Division games are supposed to be close. It's supposed to be tough. However, I mean, the Falcons are just not that good. Their defense, I mean, the talent, okay, you can tell me the talent is there. You got Grady Jarrett, you got Deion Jones, you got True Font in the crew, Riquito Allen. However, these guys are, it's a scheme. These guys give up. We saw the Deshaun Watson game. We saw all these games where they just letting receivers get wide open. It's like they can't contain anybody. They can't get to the quarterback. They can't stop the run at the moment. I mean, what can the Falcons defense do? And the offensive wise, I know Matt Ryan's coming back. However, that offensive line is atrocious. The offensive line is atrocious. The running game, Freeman, he just hasn't had that same type of burst that we saw in 2016 and 2017. Overall, I mean, besides Julio, besides Calvin Ridley and maybe Austin Hooper, I mean, who's their other threats? They already traded Sanu, all right? So, overall, I don't expect this game to be close. And plus, it's played in the Dome, okay? I guess if it was in Atlanta, right, maybe. However, it's in the Dome of death. I expect Brees to cook this entire defense. I expect Kamara's going to be back. Cook is going to be back. I'm expecting Kamara to have a pretty big game, but I'm expecting Cook. Since this video is about Jared Cook, I expect Cook to have a 100-yard game and have 2 TDs because we know they're going to try to take away Thomas. And let's be real. Who's the other opposite corner? It's opposite of Desmond Trufant. Isaiah Oliver. Really? Cook should be lined up as a receiver for most of the game and just break down this entire defense. That's my thoughts. Expecting Cook to have a great second half of the season and, pretty much become the number 2 receiver that you guys been looking for. That's it. That's all. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'm the Phenomenal One. I'm out. Deuces.